Mr. Leonidas here. Hope you're doing well. And I'm proudly presenting to you the Colts Combat Commander 1911. Go ahead and safety check this handgun. All right. So the deal is with this gun. I've been meaning to do a video for this quite some time. And the deal with it is that it was passed down to me as a family heirloom. And this happens to be a 1970s model. At least that's what I was told, and from the bit of research that I've done, that is the era this came from. And I'll go ahead and let you know the deal with the Combat Commander is that it is a smaller version of a standard M 1911 A1. And when I say smaller version, honestly, we're just talking about the barrel length. It's going to be like a 4 1/4, so it's 4.25 inches from my knowledge there, and it is just pretty much what I get from the background information is that this was supposed to be a compact version, but to be just as powerful and as accurate as the original, the M 1911 A1s. And man, this is a fantastic handgun. Because when I got it, I have to say, I mean, it was pretty beat up. Obviously, you can tell that there are some additions, some add-ons, some current things done to it. There were also some other modifications and customizations that were done to it before I got a hold of it. But man, it's been a really fun gun. So let's see, I'll just go ahead and briefly talk about my experience with it, and then just let you know, some of the modifications that were previously done, some that I've done, and then I'll just wrap up how I feel about this gun. So when I first got it, I mean, it was basically the only handgun that I have had the availability to conceal carry at the time. So this is what I was packing, and I was inside the waistband carrying this for about a year. And I will tell you, I mean, it was heavy, but man, just a really fantastic handgun to get started on, because I will tell you, I had a lot of issues with it. I really did. And that's when I'm gonna actually start talking about some of the modifications done. First off, when I did get it, some things that were done to it is the mag well. I don't know if that comes stock. I don't think it does come stock, and that was added in. So you have the basically the added on mag well on there to make it get you the speed loads on that. The slide release was an extended version. And the sights were the original ones I had on there. But honestly, I actually, when I got it, the front sight, the original one I had, was flopping like a kite in the wind, and brought it to it was 3 different gunsmiths. On the third one, I got it. They had to mill it out so I could put a dovetail in there. There was no way, after 2 gunsmiths, they couldn't get it hammered in there well enough. Because I do a pretty good bit of work, but I get kind of limited. And so yeah, on the third guy, we got it. It was a little bit expensive, but well worth the money. So then I have the upgraded sights on there. So yeah, I have the mag well, the slide release before I got it, and I think that was about it. And actually the trigger, I have a feeling the trigger might have been aftermarket as well. And so what I did to it is, as I was saying, I had the aftermarket sights put on. I don't actually remember all the brands and everything that I got a hold of. I did this over several years, got different parts. The grips, these are the like tactical honeycomb grips, and super nice, man. Really, really grippy, and man, really nice tactical look, man. I would get a ton of compliments when I would carry this gun, and for being the age. And the previous owners, man, they were family, man. They shot this gun hard, and you could tell. And I mean, they respected it, but man, it was pretty beat up. But I cleaned it up, and then like I was saying, there were those parts that were added on, and then the parts I had to add on. I had a few parts break down. Let's see. One thing I want to mention is I actually had the extractor break on me. It just blew straight out of the gun. So you would fire around, would not extract anymore. And that's what I had happen on that. Got a new extractor in there as well. I think I got maybe a new slide spring in there. But yeah, that's pretty much what the additions and the customizations and the modifications done to it. And man, what? And so my thoughts and feelings on this gun is it was a really good experience. Actually, I did have a hard time with it, but I say it was a good experience because I learned a lot from this being my first carry gun. Having things happen like the front sight bead, flopping around, and getting that, taken care of. That was that was somewhat of an ordeal finding the right guy to do it in my area, but it worked out. And then like the extractor, that was an issue. And then you have small things like extractor tension, and there's so many things that affect this handgun, so many parts. I mean, the first time I got it, it took me 2 hours to break it down all the way and clean it and then put it back together. 2 hours. And man, but like I said, it was a good experience because I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot about just handguns in general, how to deal with them. I will go ahead and tell you, I'm still not the best shot with this handgun because I prefer, like in the 45 caliber, I prefer having a longer barrel than this one. Like on my Glock, it's about a 4.5 inch. But man, I tell you what, it packs a punch for the 45 ACP. But man, it's been a great experience. Learned a lot, had fun carrying it, and just really enjoyed it. So yeah, a lot of it's up to the user. There is a lot of maintenance that comes with 1911s, and if you're prepared, it'll run good for you. Now I still have hiccups with it and issues, but that's why I said it's a good experience, because with any handgun, or any firearm in general, you're gonna have malfunctions. This was one. I had my issues, but it is what it is, and I learned a lot from that, and moved on to bigger and better things. But still, this is a fantastic handgun. It really is. Just an awesome piece of family history for me, and I just really enjoyed it. And a few things around here. This is the Blackhawk Serpa holster. I've got a Blackwater drop leg. I do shoot even the steel toll ammo. I don't know if a lot of you 45 guys do out there. You may, be freaking out just looking at it right now. I personally say, if it runs through your gun and you keep your gun clean, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, to be honest with you, but man, just a cool looking gun. I like that the nickel finish and the blacked out sights. Just an old school tactical look. I really appreciate this handgun. It did give me a hard time sometimes, but man, all those marks of wear and tear, to me, they're just beauty marks. I love it, but that's just how I feel about it. So yeah, like, it's just a video I needed to do and show, and finally got around to it, just to give my opinion on this. I mean, I have no idea what something like this is going for price wise, but obviously this one is priceless to me. And it was just, yeah, it was a good experience overall. Just learned a lot from this handgun. So this is Mr. Leonidas signing out, and I always appreciate your time. Have a good one.